Here we go. Let's get ourselves set here. All right, so let's just get board straightened out. There we go. Nothing too out of the ordinary for today. Whatever you've got around weight-wise, we'll be using that for a couple of things. If you've got a chair or somewhere that you can kind of sit back and stand up to, then that would be helpful as well. And then we are going to the floor for a couple of things as an option. If you don't want to go down to the floor, then I will give you some standing options in that spot. But otherwise, kind of the same gear as usual. So grab whatever you got, kind of weight or towel or bandage wise, and we'll make sure that we keep ourselves moving as we go here. So I feel as though we got pretty much everybody that I was expecting from my list. So I feel like we can probably start moving here. So let's start warming up. Let's get going with our marching on the spot, get the blood moving a little bit. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, let's do stuff. Seems like that time. Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for coming. It's let's see if we can kick off our weekend. All right, and let's go to some arm circles now. So forward, backward, big, small, whatever you want to do, loosen it up. Chest and shoulders a little bit. Warming up that rotator cuff. All of that fun stuff. All right, and let's go to some squats now. So feet above shoulder width apart. We are sitting our hips down and back to as low as is comfortable. And then just good strong press back to standing tall. Just working nice and controlled up and down in these. Good. All right, let's go back to marching again. Looks good. Let's go. Heels up for a couple steps, open the quads up a little bit. So just kicking our feet in behind us, feeling a little stretch through the front of the upper leg as we go back and forth with these for a couple of reps. All right, let's go arms wide now. So hands and elbows coming out and back. So we are squeezing those shoulder blades together as they come wide. So feel a little stretch through the front of the chest and the shoulders and engaging those upper back muscles at the same time. So stretch in the front, squeeze in the back. Just working nice and steady in and out here. And let's go to some stick ups next. So we are reaching straight overhead. And then again, elbows and backs of hands coming down and back. So again, really opening up through the front of the shoulder. And as those elbows come down, we are reaching them kind of behind us, like we're reaching them for our back pockets. So again, really nice squeeze of the shoulder blades as we bring those elbows down. And then big reach and stretch back over the top. All right, good. Let's go to squats one more time. All right, and that is good there. So again, good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming and hanging out. We've got a good one for you today. We've got kind of one big working set list that we're going to rotate through. We've got 7 exercises. We're going to go top to bottom through this list 3 times. As we travel through the first time, we'll kind of make sure that we've got all of our form points and our demos going a little bit more slow and methodical so we know what we're getting ourselves into. And then after that, rounds 2 and 3 run a little bit quicker, a little bit smoother, because by then we'll know what we're doing and if we need to scale up or back at any of those spots. So jumping right into our first exercise, our first one, probably debatably one of the toughest of the day. We're going with a one-leg stand. So still lots of ways to scale this one if you need it, but here's what's going on. So absolute toughest version is going to be sitting or standing in front of your chair or bench or whatever you can sit back to. We are up on one leg, and then we are going to try to slowly lower ourselves down to our seated position, and then press through that foot to stand tall. So we're just up and down off the single leg. If that feels too tough, there's a couple of things we can do. If you've got a higher surface, or if there's something that you can stack either book or cushion-wise, then don't be afraid to grab that. Otherwise, don't be afraid to use that non-working heel. Just keep that planted on the floor out in front, and we can just do a little bit of a staggered stance, sit to stand. So we're going to do 25 seconds on one leg, then we'll switch over 25 seconds on the other leg. We got more fun stuff coming after that. So it's the one leg stand, play with your height, play with that second heel if you need it, and we are just up and down here. So here we go, first leg, 25 seconds. Let's get it moving. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And let's go. So we're trying to lower down with control, trying to touch down softly to that chair if you can. And then good strong press back to standing. And again, use that second heel for a little bit of balance and power help if you need it. And then transition when you feel ready to that single leg. We got 10 seconds. And good. All right, we're going other leg now. So same deal. Second heel if you need it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And let's go. So slow and controlled on the way down. Good strong press through that foot to stand tall. And as these get really comfortable, remember, higher or lower chair, bring a little bit of weight along for the ride, whatever you need to do to make these tough for you. Just do that. And good. All right. Next up, we are going to a one-arm bent over row. So for this one, you can again use your surface here if you've got it. And then we're bringing our weight along for this ride. So if you've got a weight, here's what we do, and we'll show the no weight option here in a second. So for this one, if you've got a hand that you can plant out in front on a surface, perfect. Otherwise, we're using kind of our front leg in that split stance. And we are pulling up and back on our weight here, keeping that upper body nice and still and steady as we go up and down. So we'll go again, 25 seconds on one arm, then 25 on the other. If you don't have a good weight for this one, you can turn this into reverse flies as your first one. So hinge position, and then hands coming up and back out to the sides. And then for the second 30, you can do your Y flies, and that will work in this spot. But anyway, one arm row. Here we go. First arm. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And let's go. So nice strong pull up and back, little pause at that top position, and then good control as we lower back down to extend it. And kind of the rest of the body still and steady here. Just trying to be strong in our posture as that weight's moving up and down. And good. Let's flip on over. Second arm. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. And let's go again. And good. All right, done with those ones. Moving on, next move. We are just going to hold a front plank. So for this one, we can hold hands to elevated surface. The higher your surface, the easier it's going to be. We're going to hold or hang out in either our high push-up position from our hands, or you can hold from your forearms if you like, but we're going to keep the core tight, hips forward, so we're kind of straight line from shoulder to heel, and we are just hanging out and holding there. We're going to go for 35 seconds. So again, remember, higher your hands are, the easier it is. As you get closer to or go to the floor, it will be tougher. So scale for you. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And let's hold steady here. So just holding, keeping that core tight, keeping our glutes tight. So we're keeping those hips pressed forward and not kind of floated back and out of line. And then if you're in here and you're feeling pretty comfortable and you want to add either some shoulder taps, hand going to opposite shoulder, or if you wanted to add some knee drives while holding, you can do either of those as long as we're holding steady in that plank position. So just hanging out, holding, breathing. Look straight, everybody. Couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and good. All right. Next up, actually our next 3 exercises are heading on down to the floor. So if you've got your weight, we're going down to the floor if that is comfortable for you. If not, we can stay standing for these ones. So I'll just demo the standing versions of all these before I go down, and then we'll get to what we're doing on the floor. So the first one's going to be a 1-arm floor press. So we'll be down on our back and pressing kind of straight over the top, right over our shoulder. If you don't want to go down on the floor, this can either be a 1-arm bicep curl standing or a 1-arm curl and press with your weight. If the weight that you have is too heavy for that, 2-arm curl for the first half, and then 2-arm press for the second half works in that spot also. Second exercise is going to be some side plank holds. We've got some ways to scale down on the floor that I'll show you in a minute. But again, if you want to stay standing, you can hold your weight at your side and either do some side bends using that opposite side oblique to kind of pull that weight up and down, or you can hold out to the side and do your slow suitcase march. So holding that weight out and just going slow marching steps in that spot. And then the last one that's on the floor is our glute raise march. So we'll be down on our back doing some glute raises. Again, if you don't want to go down on the floor, this one can be your alternating either one leg hinge, or if you want to do some step ups or a lunge variation, if any of those are comfortable for you, then those will keep you moving in that spot. So keeping all that in mind, and those are the alternatives, we are going on down on the floor. So our first one is a 1-arm floor press. So we're down on our back, we've got our weight in one hand, elbow and upper arm starting on the floor, and then we are going to press straight up towards the ceiling with our weight. Good control as we come back down. We're tapping that upper arm to the floor with each rep. So just nice and controlled up and down. You need a little bit of a spot with that second hand to guide it. You can do that. If the weight's just too heavy for a 1-arm version, don't be afraid. You just do some 2-arm presses in this spot as well. So lots of ways to scale this one. 1-arm presses if you can. And again, if you're standing, the curls or the curl and press work here too. Here we go. First arm. Let's get back to work. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So good strong press up over the top. Good control on the way back down. Just working nice and steady up and down here. And again, a little bit more power as you press back up. Control on the way down. And good, let's flip on over, second arm. Here we go again, 3, 2, 1, and go. Good, all right. So weights can go down. Next up, we are rolling up to our side for our side plank. So again, if you're standing, your side bend or your suitcase march works in this spot. But if you are on the floor, We are holding from our forearm, and then the easiest version is going to be stacking the knees and then pressing up from the knees and holding kind of up on our side that way. That's kind of level one. If that feels okay, you can extend bottom leg, but bring kind of top foot, top arm for a little bit of support. We can hold that extended version as level two. If that's comfortable, we bring the other foot into it. That's level three. Level four, the hand comes away. We're just in our full on side plank. So if any of those variations are comfortable, perfect. If your floor is not comfortable, if you don't got a mat, then your side bend works in this spot also. All right, so here we go. We're going 20 seconds on each side. Here we go, first one. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So just popping up and holding steady here. So trying to bring both hips forward, top hip up, holding strong there. You're doing your side bends. Weights at your side, we're doing that kind of pull across the body. And good, let's flip on over, second side. And getting right back into it, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So holding strong and steady here, and keep on checking in on that posture. Let's keep those hips pressed forward, top hip up. Breathing through a couple more seconds. And good. All right, now we're going back to our back. And we are going glute bridge march. So for this one, we're on our back. We're bringing the heels in towards our butt so we can almost get the tips of our fingers to touch our heels. We are lying flat, and then we are going to press feet into the floor. Drive those hips up, and we're going to hold this top position. So hips are staying high through all this. And from here, we are at one at a time, bring a foot away, back down to touch, and just doing our slow alternating marching steps here. We're trying to keep our hips as high as we can the entire time. So especially as we have both feet on the floor, let's check in, make sure we're getting them reset high and not letting them kind of just float off the floor and doing our steps from there. So hips as high as we can get them the entire time. So our glute bridge march, 35 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So pressing up to that top position and holding hips as high away from the floor as we can as we do those alternating steps. And again, if you're staying off the floor, then this is either your alternating hinges, your step ups, your lunges, whatever you are comfortable with. Any of those options work in this spot. We got 10 more seconds. Keep on driving those hips up. And good. All right. Now for our last exercise of this round, you can stay on the floor if you're already down here, or you can go to your chair, bench, couch, and we can do this from a seated position on either spot. So I'll do the bench version first. We're going a V-sit hold. So it's just going to be slightly lean back in the upper body posture. And then from there, picking the feet away from the floor and just trying to hold and balance in that spot. So you can go hands just in behind the hips if you like. And we are just holding steady. Closer you bring feet and knees in towards you, the easier it will be. If it gets, or if you want to make it a little tougher, extend those feet away. And it is the same deal. If we are on the floor, hands can still be in behind the hips. Just rocking back, finding our balance point. Closer everything is to you, easier. As you extend, a little tougher. If you want to balance without hands, you've got that option as well. So we are going 25 seconds with these ones. And then that is one time through everything done, and we will go back to the top to start it all again. All right, V-sit hold. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and holding steady. And I didn't find my balance right away. There we go. We found it. So extend if you are comfortable and you want to make it harder. If it's too tough, bring in closer to you, or just rock those heels down to the floor, take a little break, and then rock back when you are ready. Just 5 more seconds. Hold strong. And good. All right. There we go. One round down. Quick sip of water here if you need it. And then we are back to the top to do it all again. So now we know what's coming. So if there's anywhere kind of through that first round That was either a little bit too tough, a little bit too easy. Don't be afraid to find the ways to scale it, whether that's a little heavier, a little lighter, a little faster, a little slower, a little more range of motion, a little less range of motion. Kind of find what works for you, and we'll just keep on battling through these. So we are back to the top and back to our one leg stands. So setting up in front of chair, bench, couch. And again, either up on one foot or heel planted in front. And then we are pressing through that close leg to work our way up and down in our one leg sit to stands. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Round two. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. First leg. So control on the way down, power on the way up. Ten more seconds on this side. And good, let's flip on over, second leg. Here we go again, ready? 3, 2, 1, and let's do it. Five seconds, couple more. And good, all right. Now we are grabbing our weight. We got our one arm row next. So setting up in our hinged position, hand out in front if you've got it, otherwise using that front supporting leg. And just strong and steady up and down with our weight. Here we go, first arm, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Good strong pull, little pause at the top. And good, let's flip on over, second arm. Here we go again, ready, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And good. All right, next up, we are going to our front plank hold. So either our high push-up position or front our forearms. And again, remember, higher you set your hands, the easier it's going to be. The lower you set your hands, the tougher it's going to be. But we're just hanging out and holding here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And let's do it. Holding strong and steady here. And whether we are from the hands or from the forearms, again, core is tight, hips are forward. Hanging out and breathing here. And good. All right. And now we are headed on down to the floor. We've got our one arm press, side plank, and glute march coming. Again, if you are staying standing, curls or curl and press, your side bends, your one leg deadlifts. Maybe let's demo those for a round. So if you're down on the floor, it's one arm presses. Let's go one arm curl and press, show the standing people what we're doing. Here we go, ready? 3, 2, 1, and let's go. First arm. So if standing, we can go one arm, curl and press if you want. And good, let's flip on over, second arm. Here we go, ready, 3, 2, 1, and let's do it. Curl it up, pressing over the top. Good control, and again, if you're up and down on the floor, it is power on the way up, control on the way down. And good. All right. Next up, going to our side plank. So rolling on up to your side, holding from that forearm, and then either the stacked knees or extend as you feel comfortable. Again, if you are on your feet, I'll show that one this time. I'm going to do the suitcase slow march with my weight here. So here we go. Side plank, first side. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and let's go. For me, it's out to the side. And then just a slow and controlled marching step, finding some balance, a little bit of core activation, holding ourselves steady as we hang out and hold here. And good, let's flip on over, second side in our plank or other hand for our hold. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So slow and steady in these marching steps. We're trying to find our balance point on each side. If you want to make it tougher on yourself, we're extending that weight a little bit further away. If it's too tough, bring it in close to the hip. And good. All right. Now we got our glute bridge march. So we're back down to our back and doing those. I'm going to go down for those ones. But again, if you are on your feet, it can be either you're alternating one leg hinge and working back and forth that way. It can be step ups or lunges or any of those. But I'm going to come down, do those marches. So here we go. We're on our back, pressing through the feet to bring the hips up high. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, and let's do it. Slow marching steps, keeping those hips as away from the floor as we can. Ten seconds. And good. All right, and we've got our V-sit hold. Finishing off round 2. So to your chair, bench, couch, whatever you can sit onto, or if you're on the floor, we can stay hanging out there. Slightly lean back in our upper body posture, floating those feet away. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and let's hold steady. And again, bring everything closer. If you want to make it easier, press away. You want to make it tougher, hands can come away too if you want to truly turn it into some balance. And good. All right, there we go. 2 down. We are going one more time, top to bottom through these. And again, check in with yourself. You know what's coming at this point. So if there's anywhere that feels a little too tough, a little too easy, scale to make that appropriate for you. So whether we're bringing a weight along a little faster, a little slower, extra cushion for the sit to stands, maybe not, I don't know. You may make it work for you. So we are back to our one leg stands. One more time through this stuff. Here we go. We got our one leg stands kicking things off. So in front of our chair, and let's get moving here. Ready? First leg. 3, 2, 1. And let's go. So slow and steady on the way down. Good strong press on the way back up. And good. Let's flip on over. Second leg. Ready, 3, 2, 1, and going again. And good. All right, going to our 1-arm row with our weight next. So grabbing our weight, getting set in our hinge position, either hand out in front or using that front leg. Here we go, first arm, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Strong in our posture. Good deep breathing as we are moving here. Good control of that weight, up and down. And let's flip on over, second arm. Ready again, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And good, all right. Next up, going to our front plank hold. So setting up in our high push-up position, holding steady in our plank. Remember, higher your hands are, the easier it is. Lower your hands are, the higher, or the harder it is, not the higher, wow. Just learn to speak, Alan. Here we go. Ready, 3, 2, 1, and let's hold steady here. So core is tight, hips are forward, and just holding strong. And again, if you want to add your shoulder taps or your knee drives, something to make this a little tougher on you, don't be afraid to do that. Or just see if you can hold a little lower. That works too. And good. All right. And now, headed on down to the floor, we got our 1-arm press next. So down on our back, good strong press straight over the top. Or again, curls or curl and press if you stay standing. But here we go, first arm, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And good. Let's flip on over. Second arm. 3, 2, 1, and going again. And good. All right, weights down, and we are rolling on up to our side for our side plank hold. So coming up to 1 forearm. And we are pressing those hips up. Here we go, first side. Ready, 3, 2, 1. And let's go. So press in, top hip up, both hips forward. Stack knees is kind of level 1. Extend bottom leg for level 2. And then remove supports as you feel comfortable. And good. Let's flip on over, second side. And here we go again. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And good. All right. Next up, going to our glute bridge march. So back to our back. And then we are pressing those hips up nice and high. And we've got our slow marching steps from there. So hips holding in that top position. And then one at a time. Feet coming away. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And let's go. And good. All right, we've got our V-sit hold, finishing off the day. So to your seated position, wherever that's comfortable, chair, bench, couch, or on the floor. Here we go, ready? 3, 2, 1, and let's rock back and hold. So again, add the hands if you need it. Bring them away if you don't. Extend the feet to make it tougher. Knees in if it needs to be easier. Find that sweet spot, find your balance, hold steady here. 10 more seconds. This is it. And in 3, 2, 1, good. And that will do it. There we go, everybody. Holy, good little Friday workout. Yeah, up we get. Well done. Virtual high fives. There we go. Everybody, thank you so much for coming and hanging out live and doing this with me, sticking with it till the end. Yeah, you are also so welcome. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you're doing the recording on this one, then again, thanks for sticking with us till the end. Like usual, if this is a YouTube thing, do your like, comment, subscribing, all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's kind of it. So have a great weekend. Same time, same place next week. Till next time, stay fit, have fun, all that good stuff. Bye for now, team.